Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Balls Out Sports Podcast. My name is Remy. This is Jerry, and let's talk sports. What you want to start with, my man?
Let's go NFL.
NFL. So we covered the Thursday night game in our previous episode. So we'll go with what you like from Sunday, what you like from the Monday night game between the Vikings and the 49ers, and just let's talk about how this is going to shape the future of the NFL, future of this season, and kind of the ups and downs and teams might have had. What specific team you want to start with? Because in my mind, it's the Ravens.
Yeah, they were pretty impressive this weekend.
Right. I think that a week or two ago, the Ravens was on nobody's list for, title contender, Super Bowl contender. But now I personally have them up there.
I feel that. Me personally, I like them because I like Lamar a lot. But the Eagles, man, they're not even at like full strength yet. And they're still beating all these like they played the Dolphins this weekend, right?
Yeah, they absolutely whooped the Dolphins.
But they beating on them.
Yeah, I have it right here. Yeah, 31-17 beat the Dolphins, who are no slouches because I also have those guys capable of going to the Super Bowl. So it's not like they just beat anybody there.
Revenge season for them.
Yeah. Right. Ever since Lamar got his contract, he's looking to ball out and prove that he's worth all that money, and I'm sure that this was a step in the right direction. Anyone else that comes to mind real quick?
I want to say the Chiefs, but they're not looking like the Super Bowl team that they are. Like they've been barely beating teams that they should be blowing out, and they just don't look in shape. Not in shape, but in the playoff Super Bowl shape.
Yeah, the one we're used to seeing them in.
Yeah.
For past 4 or 5 seasons?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, no, I agree with that. I just think it's a little bit harder with this week to, say that for sure. This week was in division matchup. So it's those guys that you see every single year, twice a year. And, I mean, you tend to think that you have those guys a little bit more figured out than the rest of the NFL. And I'm sure that played a little bit in the Chargers being able to keep up with the Chiefs this weekend. But, I want to just go back to the Ravens because there's a flip side to that. They beat the Lions, who have been a top team in the NFC, Kings of the North in the NFC North. What does this mean in that NFC North picture? Do you think the Vikings can come maybe try and push, get on that level? Do you think the Packers have a chance? I know I'm kind of writing off the Bears here, but do you think, that NFC North is a little bit more of a toss-up now?
Yeah, don't even bring the Bears up anymore. Don't bring them up anymore. But I like the Vikings coming up. That was a very impressive win they just had on Monday, beating the Niners.
Yeah, 49ers,
Go
mind
in.
you, without their star lineman and, a slightly injured McCaffrey,
Yep.
no Deebo Samuel, but
No Jay Jettis.
no Jay Jettas on the other side. So you do lose, the number one weapon on each side. I guess you can't really call Trent Williams a weapon, but he's definitely a menace out there in that offensive line.
But Kirk Cousins had a great game. Addison had a good game.
It's good to see Kirk Cousins not getting sacked. As a Vikings fan myself, I gotta say, too many times where he either does get sacked or barely gets out of the sack, but threw a bad throw. And yeah, that's just not what you're looking for. And this was exactly what I was looking for out of Kirk Cousins. Someone say it's about damn time. It's week 7 now.
You need that chain.
Yep. Big Kirko wakes up
Kirk
dripping like this.
We got to see one of their games this season. We got to catch one. Hopefully they make the playoffs.
Sounds good. Yeah, I was planning on going to the Packers game. That's, I think, New Year's Eve this year.
Yes.
That's gonna be a fun game because last year I did the same thing. I watched the Vikings Packers game out in Lambeau Field. Once you're used to one of them closed off stadiums like we have here at US Bank Stadium, being at Lambeau was not fun. I mean, the atmosphere was absolutely insane. People were jumping all over the place, happy to be there. I personally was not. The Vikings lost, and yeah, it was just cold as hell, man. That Lambeau Tundra, it doesn't mess around.
I know how you feel. I went to when I lived in Jersey, I went to a Jets game at MetLife, and it was raining. And it's it's an outdoor stadium. It was real bad. But it was a good experience though.
Yeah, I lucked out. It did not snow or blizzard or anything like that in Green Bay last year. Otherwise, that probably would have made it even worse, because we got our asses whooped. Anywho, going back to other teams in the NFL, anybody else who,
let me
think of? Because I was happy to see the Broncos get a win. People be hating on them online. On Twitter a lot, so it was nice to see them.
Yeah, it's because of Russell Wilson. I think the internet, once one person just start hating, everybody just follow. So he gets a lot of unnecessary hate for stuff that doesn't even have to do with football,
Yeah, I saw this beautiful meme where it said Russ, Broncos country, let's ride, and then it showed a picture of the ride, and it was just a huge car crash on the highway. So, yeah, people definitely like trolling the Broncos and Russell Wilson.
That got it. That's crazy.
So, yeah. Any thoughts for, upcoming weeks in the NFL? Just teams that you like to do better, teams that you think have been doing pretty well but are going to fall off, such as I personally think the Lions were kind of like the Vikings last season, just playing above what they usually play, and were able to squeeze out wins that some people think they should not have been able to squeeze out.
You think they're just having a Cinderella story type year?
I mean, it's a beautiful story, that not many franchises have won as little as the Detroit Lions, so it's good to see them get some dubs every now and then. But yeah, we'll have to see how the NFC plays out, because I could totally see the Vikings catching up to them in the NFC North. Jordan Addison's been picking up the slack for Justin Jefferson. Had a $120 last game, had 2 touchdowns. Some would say he had almost an interception, because it looked like that ball was going to get picked off by the defense, and he was the one who ended up having to pick it out of his hands.
Who do you guys play this week?
That's a good question. I don't even know who we play this week.
I think that was a.
If
really
you can check that for me, that'd be dope.
I got you right now. That was a really good win for you guys, and I think that'll give you guys a little bit of momentum going in. You guys play the Packers this week.
Okay, so that's our game in Lambeau, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's in the bag. Speaking of our teams,
we play the Giants.
Well, I was thinking a little bit more in the future. Have you seen the stuff about Aaron Rodgers coming back and it being, even more certain every single day? Or are you just not putting your hope on that?
I don't want him to do that. Because like I said last week, I know that it's a process because it's a lot of new guys on our team. And it's going to take a couple years, but also who knows how long Aaron Rodgers has left. But then, you just got hurt, bro. It's no point in coming back. And if we have all this rhythm now without him, and we got Zach Wilson at quarterback, and he comes back, what if he messes up the rhythm of the team in the playoffs?
Yeah, but this is a Hall of Famer.
I feel it.
I don't think that should be a what if with a Hall of Famer, but also, very severe injury.
This is an old Hall of Famer coming off of a severe injury that ended Kobe's career. And he
rest his soul.
Yeah, R.I.P. Kobe. And I don't know, bro. It's different. But I want him to have a speedy recovery, but I want him to be 100%.
Right, so you don't want him to force it.
Yeah, we don't want, just like how when KD got hurt in the finals, that type of thing.
When you try to come back a little bit early, obviously trying to help his team win a championship in the finals and end up aggravating it. I was thinking parallel to the same league with Joe Burrow, how he was hurt, uncertain timeline for the return, and then they're like, oh, no, he's for sure coming back next week, and had a couple games where he just wasn't as productive at the quarterback position just because he's suffering from that injury.
Confidence.
Yeah, and I would hate to see that happen with the Jets. But also, I mean, how much of a boost is Aaron Rodgers on your team? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel like I don't know, man. Our defense been holding it down. Just I think we like the fourth or fifth best defense in the league right now. We held the Eagles to like their lowest amount of points in the
The
season.
Eagles, you did?
Yeah, we
Okay.
held them to their lowest amount of points in the season. Like, I think it was last week. That's the lowest amount of points they score all season. So I was very impressed by
I guess
that.
that is a crazy offense.
I was
So
very impressed by that. It's just our offense, bro. Zach Wilson is not consistent, and then I think I don't know, man. A-Rod come back. A-Rod come back.
yeah, so that Electric Eagles offense, the coach came out saying, you know, other teams start 1st and 10. We're just lucky with this specific lineup we have and what we're able to do with this tush push that we start on 1st and 9. Right, Los Angeles Olympic Games style.
Exactly.
Anything else you want to touch on NFL, or you want to go to the World Series?
I think we good on NFL. Yeah, let's go. Let's do World Series.
World Series. Okay. First game tonight. We're recording this on Thursday. Yeah, first game of the 2023 World Series. We got the Rangers. We got the D-backs. Games getting played in Texas. Who'd you got tonight? Who'd you got overall for the series? If that's not the same answer.
I wanted to go to 7, but I think the Rangers gonna take it, just because these are both wild card teams. The Diamondbacks have had some impressive wins. Like they really impressed me because they beat the Dodgers to get to the.
Right, you think their path was a little bit harder to get to the World Series?
They definitely had some impressive wins to get there. And their pitchers have been very impressive too, closing out games. They've been really good, really decent, better than the Rangers pitchers. The Rangers have very good openers, but their defense is kind of garbage.
Right, kind of questionable at the end of the game.
Yeah, but they got some firepower on the offensive side, so I think they got enough firepower on the offensive side to overpower the Diamondbacks. I think they're gonna take it in 6 or 7.
You think who's going to take
The
it?
Rangers.
The Rangers going to take it
Yeah.
in 6 or 7?
They're gonna take it in 6 or 7.
I think the Diamondbacks are going to take it in 6. Although I do think they're going to lose tonight, first game of the series. I think that's going to go the way of the Rangers, who are playing at home. But after that, I think they'll be able to, just chug their way back, take it one game at a time, and get in 6 or, if not 7 games, but hopefully 6.
Yeah. Also, the Rangers, they don't have a World Series win, right? The Rangers.
The Rangers
They
don't
don't?
have a World Series win.
So they probably got something to prove.
Yeah.
They got something to prove. So
I mean, they both do. Diamondbacks, it's been, multiple decades. So
since they've been there.
right. Well, they don't. Yeah, they haven't even been to the playoffs in a while.
Yeah.
So it's good to see teams like that, kind of get back on the map. We saw, I'm going to talk about Minnesota again, but we saw the Twins in the playoffs for the first time after
Couple years.
After many years. So, yeah, it's good to see these teams going far in the playoffs.
Yes, sir.
After, a little bit of a playoff drop.
Mm-hmm. But you caught the game 7, the Phillies and Diamondbacks?
I did not. I was in the car, but I had the ESPN with the not the game broadcast, but like the just the stats pulling up, and it would update as things went by. Yeah,
it was a good game. But that was the Phillies. That was the Phillies' first ever Game 7. And,
really.
Yeah, it was their first ever Game 7, bro.
Like in all of their playoff playing history.
Yes, sir. Crazy.
Do you think it's just because they didn't make it far enough to get to those,
either
7-game series even?
Either they wasn't making it, or they was just getting smacked up to where they was getting smacked up to where they couldn't make it to Game 7, or they was getting to they was
smacked up before the series where there's 7 games even.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
They was handing it out, or they was getting it. I don't know. But still, that's still a crazy. Never had been in the Game 7 position before. That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, well, at least now that they've seen it, hopefully next year they can,
they'll be back.
Go back. They have a tendency of having back-to-back good years, so they just have to capitalize on it. But I feel like that's Philadelphia sports overall.
Yeah. Yep. True.
Philadelphia sports are it's just a good sports city, man.
Definitely. I love Philly. Every time I go visit New York or New Jersey, I always fly into Philly. I love Philly.
Nice. Well, little segue then, since that's pretty much the only matchup we got to talk about for baseball. Let's kind of hop into the NBA. We got Philly playing tonight. We have the 76ers playing the Bucks tonight, both of their teams' season opener. What are things that you're going to be looking at? Because obviously there's going to be no James Harden on that Philadelphia squad. Brand new pairing of Giannis and Lillard on the other side. Do you think they're going to be able to just breeze through these 76ers, or do you think Joel Embiid's going to put the team on his back and Maxey and those boys are going to put up a fight?
I think the six.
Maxey, a little undersized,
He's
but
okay.
he can get some steals.
Yeah.
He's a perimeter guy.
But
Back when it comes down to it, back to the basket, or if Lillard gets into the paint with Maxey, I could totally see Lillard finishing over the top of him, or lobbing it up to Giannis.
I'm putting Lillard over Maxey any day.
Well, I mean,
killing him.
That's for sure.
That's a mismatch.
Only thing is Lillard's defense good enough to keep up with Maxey's offense? Because he's no slouch offensively. We know that.
Yeah. I saw somebody say Milwaukee finally got the shooters that they needed when they got Dame, but I don't see how does that translate? Like how?
Well, I mean, you've seen the way people guard Giannis, like the way the Heat guarded Giannis. You just kind of stuff the paint. You make sure Giannis can't do anything. But if you're stuffing the paint, make sure Giannis can't do anything. Well, what do you have? One of the best 3-point shooters of all time.
Is he gonna
solo
be able to
dolo
make
on the
that pass?
perimeter?
Is he gonna be able to make the pass though?
Giannis?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
He is a kind of
He's a
underrated
point
passer
guard.
though. Nah, he's not a point. He's underrated passer, but he's not a point guard. But
He's not on LeBron's level.
Nah, LeBron different. His IQ is different. LeBron see it before it happened.
And so overall, what's your final decision? Who you taking? Sixers, Bucks? What?
I'm gonna go with Bucks. I'm gonna go with Bucks by like 7.
Damn, so we agree on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Bucks by like 7.
I think it's going to be over double digits. I don't think it's going to be a complete blowout, but I think, it's going to be like 15 points, 12 points, and then the Sixers, with a minute left, are going to be like, okay, well, it's over. We can't catch up to those 15 points.
I hear that. Yeah. I still go with Bucks in like 7 to 10. Like 7 to in that range. They're gonna win by like 7 or 10.
Okay.
Big night. I think Giannis gonna have a good night, and Dame will probably have an okay night. Nothing crazy.
And so now I want to touch on the other game, Suns Lakers. Lakers, both of their second game of the season. Lakers already took an L. The Suns, no D-Book, no Beal. What do you think is going on? Do you think Devin Booker got hurt? Well, what did you see for that? Because I didn't see a reason for him not playing tonight.
He broke his back from carrying
the squad?
Yeah.
And to me, that sounds like load management.
And
but
I'm a Kevin Durant fan, bro. He would carry in game 1, bro. But I don't know. Maybe it is load management. But Beal is dealing with back tightness, so I don't really expect him to be back anytime soon.
Right. I knew Beal wasn't going to be back tonight, but, when you have 2/3 of your cast, I mean, I remember the first game I saw, Kobe was hurt, and the only reason why I was able to kind of like cope with Kobe being hurt and not being at this game that I was going to is like the fact that I knew like 2 weeks before, I was like, okay, well, messed up his foot, definitely not going to be there. And I had to look forward to other guys. But if I showed up and Jeremy Lin, who was the second best player on the Lakers at the time, wasn't there, and like Nick Young wasn't there, I probably wouldn't have stayed past halftime, So, because this is what 2015, 2014 Timberwolves.
Yeah.
Nobody on the squad of relevance except for an old Kevin Garnett and Mo Williams, who just dropped 52 points.
That was like the most randomest 52 of that year. I remember that.
And so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go watch them play the Lakers, and no Kobe. Jeremy Lin balled out though, so that was good.
Linsanity.
Yeah, just a little bit after that phase, it was when he had joined the Lakers. So after he left New York, he went to the Houston Rockets, and then he went to the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he was doing his thing.
He bounced around, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So what are your thoughts on Suns Lakers? Who you got? I'm gonna take the Lakers bouncing back from a first night or an opening night loss. Something nobody really wants to do. I'm
not gonna lie to you. It's tough for me. I want to agree with you too, because I feel like AD's gonna have a big night tonight. But also, this is not what I was very impressed by Phoenix. Their defense and their rebounding. KD and Nurk, they've been holding it down there. KD have 14 rebounds, I think, the first game.
Yeah, Nurkic is good. People just forget because they haven't seen him play in a few years. But Nurkic used to be, back in the day, like number 2 man on that Portland Trailblazer team. After LaMarcus Aldridge left, he was 2 man with Damian Lillard.
Yeah, he can get you boards. He gonna set you some solid, sometimes dirty picks. He gonna get down to the nitty gritty. So I like Nurkic down there. I like KD down there getting all those boards. I think KD has to make good decisions tonight because they're gonna send double teams at him a lot.
Right, he's obviously gonna be their only lethal offensive weapon on the court. But I really like Josh Okogie, who's just an all-around hustle guy on that Suns team. The other night was just grabbing rebounds out the wazoo, second chance points, tipping it to his teammates, all that kind of stuff.
He hit some big shots.
So I think if the Suns do have a way or do find a way to pull this off, I think that Okogie will have been a part of it in getting, key rebounds, key stops, and stuff like that.
Okogie, Watanabe. Who else do they have? Do they still have TJ Warren? I don't think he's going to play anyway. It doesn't matter. He wouldn't have played anyway. Who else is on that roster, man? It's hard without Bill because no Bill, no Book. Who do you even insert in the line? Terrence Ross is probably going to start tonight, I think.
Really, for Booker?
I think so. What you think?
I mean, yeah.
I gotta look at the roster,
you're running
bro.
low on options here.
It's bad. Let's look at their roster.
So you're out here telling me that the Suns can pull it off?
It's literally up to Kevin Durant, bro. If he makes good decisions tonight, they can pull it off. Because LeBron, the Lakers have to have AD or LeBron, and really mostly LeBron on the court for them to succeed. From what I saw in their first game, every time LeBron was on the bench, because AD went scoreless in the second half.
Yeah.
Every time LeBron was on the bench, Jokic was having his way. And they would come back. LeBron would come in. They would come back, and then he'll sit down for a few minutes to catch his breath. They go on a run. They go back up by like 10, 15 points. Bro, LeBron is what? He's about to be 39 in December. He can't play 48 minutes. No, he doesn't want to play 48 minutes no more.
Right. That's not why you came to the Lakers with Anthony Davis.
Exactly. So,
so piggybacking off of that, I think Anthony Davis has to be that guy to step forward tonight for the Lakers. And that's why I think they're going to win, because if they lose or Anthony Davis, well, whether they lose or win, if Anthony Davis doesn't play well, he's going to get, dragged through the mud by the media tomorrow.
If he shoots well tonight, they'll win for sure.
There you go. That's what we want Anthony Davis to get back on the track that we know he can be on and just, stay on it. And I see that happening. That's why I'm taking the Lakers tonight.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that, bro. I'll say Lakers by like, if the Lakers win, they're gonna win by 10 plus.
Okay. Then now that we've touched on the games tonight, anything you wanna, talk about for the first night of games?
Ooh,
first couple night of games.
Bro, I really liked what I saw from the Clippers, bro. The Clippers looked very comfortable. Paul George especially, Bones Highland coming off the bench. Westbrook had him a game. He was plus 30 in his plus minus. Where he had like 15 and 13 or something like that. He almost had a triple double. PG had like 30, I think. He was playing good. Kawhi was pretty impressive. He didn't take too many shots, but he was pretty impressive.
Yeah, I liked seeing high number of minutes for all the big guys. I mean, Westbrook, he's gonna play high level of minutes whether he feels sick, hurt, or not. But Kawhi and Paul George, seeing them on the court. Finally healthy, finally playing, the minutes that they should be playing. That was really nice to see.
Yep. Everybody, I think when that team is healthy, they're probably like the scariest team in the league. Probably right behind Denver right now.
Right. Reigning champs.
Denver. Yeah. So Denver last night. Let's go to Denver, bro. Denver on opening night. Oh my goodness,
they made it look easy against the Lakers. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was seeing them play. I was like, get to your spot. Oh,
they
pull a jumper.
They looked very back-to-back-ish on opening night. Like, it looked.
That's a word. We're gonna count that as back-to-back-ish.
Back-to-back-ish. Yeah. Jokic he might have a third MVP this season if he keep playing the way he playing, bro.
Right. Last year they didn't want to give him 3 in a row because they didn't want to match him with the great Larry Bird, but they have no problem giving him 3 total. Bro, so if he does what we know he can do this season, I don't see a reason why it couldn't happen.
Yeah. We don't even gotta talk about them. We already know what they do.
Right. I wanna touch on Pistons, Heat, and Celtics, Knicks, because out of the Pistons game, Cade balled out, had a 30-piece.
He went nuts.
And, almost beat the Heat, team that went to the finals last year.
Yes, sir.
No joke of a team. They had almost the same field goal percentage, the two teams. Neck and neck. I wouldn't say the whole time because, the Pistons were trailing most of the game, but almost were able to pull it off against the reigning Eastern Conference champs. So props to them, and also props to Porzingis. First gets drafted, no one believes in him, starts doing well in New York, people start to believe in him, gets hurt, no one believes in him. Booed on draft night.
Yeah.
And to see him, first game back, not in a while since last season, just like everyone else, but first game in the new team, most importantly, 30-piece for him as well. Complimenting Tatum the way they wanted him to.
Yes, sir.
So that was really nice to see. What do you think about one or both of those performances that I just talked about? And is there anyone else that I left out, big performances perhaps from last night that you want to talk about?
I'm gonna start with Boston and New York. So I see Tatum had 34. I caught a little bit of that game. Porzingis is fitting in just how I thought he was gonna fit in, because he's like, Porzingis has never not been good since he's been in the league. Like, I don't think he's had a year where he was like, just like, man, he's trash. He's not living up to the hype or nothing. Because he didn't even have any hype. Like we would just say, he booed on draft day. He didn't really have any hype coming in anyway.
So. Right, and I like to kind of see him as the mold for what people are looking for now. People saw, this 7-foot+ man doing everything on the court, and they went ahead and they got themselves a Chet Holmgren. And they went ahead and they got themselves a Victor Wembanyama. Guys with
Jokic.
Jokic was already in the league, but Jokic definitely stepped up his game after he was like,
Porzingis was that
big
before.
People can do this.
Yeah,
hold up, let me do this.
Bro, Porzingis was like, if Porzingis wanted to, I think he could be. His IQ won't reach like Jokic's level, but I think
Jokic's passing vision is on a whole other level for sure.
I think Porzingis could be like a triple-double threat, cause he's gonna give you 20 and 10 regardless, and he's gonna give you 2 or 3 blocks, cause his defense is very, very underrated.
I would say I don't think he could be a triple-double machine on any team, but with this Celtics team where there are people that you can pass the ball and get those assists to, I don't see any reason why he couldn't get 10 assists on, every now and then.
Yeah, I don't like what they did to Marcus Smart, but I don't think they really lost anything by trading him, because they got Drew Holiday in return, and it's pretty much the same thing. They was putting Marcus Smart on their best player or whoever the opposing team every time, so they're gonna do the same thing with Drew.
Right. Only difference in their resume is the defensive player of the year for Marcus Smart. But I'd say Drew Holiday is in the conversation every year along with Marcus Smart when it comes to those guards that are just prolific on the defensive end. But
only thing is, though, Jimmy cooked both of them last year in the play. Jimmy cooked both of them in the playoffs last year.
He cooked both of them and then went to the finals.
Let's not talk about the finals, bro. But yeah, Jimmy is, yeah. But let's talk about, since we're still on that game, Julius Randle and RJ Barrett.
RJ Barrett, that I like seeing him do well because he came out of a draft class, that was supposed, back in the day, people were talking about it being the best draft class, one of the best all-time, rivaling the 2003 draft class, because get what? Zion Williamson, John Morant, RJ Barrett, Cam Reddish, who am I missing? Tyus Jones, or not Tyus.
Ain't he from here? Isn't he from here?
Yeah, the Jones brothers are from
Minnesota,
Apple Valley, I think,
okay.
or Apple something. Yeah, good athletes. So great ballers were supposed to come out of that draft, and next thing you know, Cam Reddish is bouncing from team to team. Next thing you know, RJ Barrett's not performing at the same level as Zion and Ja, who were the 2 picks before him. Mm-hmm. So I really like seeing him, just get a good game on, and hopefully he can stay this way the whole season, because I don't see a reason why they don't give him most improved player if he's playing like this the whole season. You don't think he can take a step up?
That man is not doing 34 every night. Not with Porzingis and Jaylen Brown pouting when he doesn't get the ball every few plays.
But look at Jaylen Brown's stats and tell me that those aren't going to even out. The ones that leave Jason Tatum aren't going to get onto Jaylen Brown's stat sheet.
Jaylen Brown played like hot garbage. Or not. I won't say that. He just didn't take a lot of shots. He didn't take a lot of shots. Let me not say that. He didn't take as many shots as he usually does.
He probably just saw, his teammates knocking him down. Was like, you know what? First game of the season, I'm gonna let them just get their buckets because 64 points between two players. That'll get you started.
If you watch his body language though during the games, you can see like he's very annoyed when he doesn't touch the ball every few plays, bro. But it's like you gotta know your role on the team, bro. And like you just said, the hot hand. If you're a basketball player and you know on the team, like bro, he got the hot hand, bro. Pass him the ball.
We were just talking about Linsanity. He was waving off everyone, bro. He was waving off Kobe, Melo.
Get out the way, bro. Pass me the ball, bro. If I'm hot, give me the ball, bro.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you got to recognize, especially as his team got way deeper over the offseason. He used to be like guaranteed second man on that team. Now there's 4 people who can go and get you 25 to 30.
You know what's crazy is that he gets paid $300 million right now, right? And it's possible that he can become the third option on this team, possibly even fourth.
Now, would that make him the richest third option ever? Because I think even on those San Antonio Spurs teams, when you had, Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker, I don't think any of those guys are making anywhere near that money. Not even Tim Duncan.
They wasn't getting nothing like this, bro. They wasn't getting nothing like this. He will be the richest third option ever. But if it's about the money for him, then that's what it is. But if it's about the chips, then it won't matter.
Well, if he's going to keep progressing, though, I could totally see him fully stepping into that second option because we've seen games where he becomes the first option because of, as we just said, the whole hot hand. If he has it, he has it, and he can score 45. He can score 50. So if that becomes more consistent, he can even it out to what Tatum was doing last year, a solid 27 to 30 points a game. That's a pretty big difference right there. That's a certified number 2 man.
They have a lot of scoring options, yeah. He is the second option still, but you see what Porzingis just did last night, and Porzingis can do that. I'm not saying he's gonna average 30, but Porzingis can give you 22 and 10 every night, and he's gonna play efficient defense, and he can go left. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and beyond just being defensively skilled, if you have that size, that's a big body in the paint. So if you have that on top of that same guy able to get you points, we've seen recently in the league what it's able to do with the big 3 that we talked about last episode, the Giannis, Embiid, Jokic. It's a recipe for success. So, yeah, I like what the Celtics have going. Switching to the other games that happened, I was slightly disappointed in someone. I just talked about how I was very impressed by R.J. Barrett, but Wembanyama, if you're gonna get into foul trouble like that, you gotta start toning your defense back. You gotta try swatting less balls, try blocking less shots, and you shouldn't be letting it get to 4 fouls at beginning of the third quarter. I feel like that's just going to take time for him to adjust to a new league. Just these bigger, stronger players coming at him, it's harder to get out the way, not foul them, and still get a hand on the ball. But, you don't think this is a trend, right? You don't think he's going to keep going this way?
Hopefully not, but you got to, like you said, he's adjusting to a new league. Welcome to the NBA. You playing against the 400 best players in the world. So they going to find ways to score on you. It don't matter how small, big, fat, skinny you are. They going to find ways to score on you. They going to find ways to get you out of the game. They going to find a way to – they going to find your kryptonite, whatever it is, bro. And that seems to be what it is off the rip. So he needs to learn just to be more disciplined on defense.
Yeah, I think that's why people really like the fact that he's on the Spurs. He has that coaching staff to help him get better on the defensive end for sure.
He reaches a lot, and he jumps for everything. So he, like I said, discipline. He gotta learn discipline on defense. And,
Yeah, I think it's got to
trouble.
be hard for him though, knowing that, man, if I jump and I do not touch his body, guaranteed I'm swatting the ball into the third row.
Yeah.
So it's got to be frustrating for him not to jump every time when he knows that he can get the ball, because there's sometimes where you smack the ball, but you also hip check the dude.
Yeah.
And that's going to be called every single time.
You just got to be patient on defense. He got to know that he's long and he take up a lot of space. If you just keep a hand up and move your feet, you don't even have to block no shots or nothing. Just keep your hands up, put your hands in space.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up with someone when one of his steps is 3 of ours.
Exactly. Curry going to have to, you know what I'm saying? Curry going to get tired playing against him. He going to have to do all that dribbling.
Right, just try and get around the body.
You going to look like a globetrotter playing against him. It's bad. But
trying to go between his legs and shit.
Yeah. But the times where he was in the game, though, he was very effective, bro. He was very effective. Like, he was grabbing boards. He was running the break. He was hitting threes. He was, he was doing everything. Like, he's impressive. He just got to tone down the fouls, and he'll be good.
I want to go back to the Eastern Conference. Cavs played the Nets last night. And beat the Nets. Max Strus, Donovan Mitchell, both had 27 points. Where do you think the Cavs are going to rank this year amongst the East? Because obviously we know there's a big spot reserved there for Giannis and the Bucks. There's a spot reserved up there at the top for the Heat, because we know what they can do, with the minimalist squad every single year. Where do you think the Cavs are going to be? Do you think they're in playoff contention? Do you think they slightly drop off? What's going on?
They could be like top 5. They got potential to be top 5.
So you don't even think they're going to be in the play-in tournament? You think they're just going to make the playoffs right away?
I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm putting us in the play-in tournament right now. Brooklyn.
Okay.
I'm putting us in the play-in tournament right now. But the Cavs, they Max Strus really went off last night. The only thing about Max Strus that people are forgetting is that he's known to have games like this, and sometimes he'll have like a really impressive stretch of games like this, and then he'll go on a really impressive stretch of going 1 for 11. So you got to be careful with him, bro.
Yeah, and even on those games where he does score a lot, he's not the best defender on their squad
He's a cone.
either. But he had the same as Strus.
But he had a dagger though. He had like a dagger. He put us away in the end, bro.
I love his handles. He's not known for like the most prolific handles in the league, but when I see Donovan Mitchell go between the legs and then brings it back between the legs as a snatch back,
he's nasty.
Man, I see him do that. I'm like, yo,
he's nasty, bro.
How you get that's how you get that separation though. He's only 6'4", I think.
Yeah,
6'3", 6'4". So he's got to get that separation because he knows, these guys can jump. They can block shots.
Yeah, he really gets elevation on his jump shot. Like his jump shot is actually a jump shot. Like he jumps. Let's go to Brooklyn. Brooklyn, I'm getting tired of Jack Vaughn, bro. I'm getting tired of this coach. Our coaching staff, man.
Well, would you rather have, I don't know, like Steve Nash?
Bro, it's crazy because all the coaches that were under Steve Nash, under his coaching staff, were better than him. What's
Yeah, they didn't want to promote from within. They were trying to find this magical guru from outside and try and bring him in.
what was who was the Celtics coach that got in trouble for cheating? Udoka. He was our
Ime
assistant coach,
Udoka.
bro.
Yeah.
Why we didn't make him the coach? Man, it's so bad. And I think one of our other coaches, he went somewhere else. One of our other assistant coaches, he went somewhere and the team started doing good. And it's
Maybe the GM was just worried that if Ime became coach, then he was going to take his girl.
oh, maybe. Dang.
He's prone. We know he's prone to doing that. Nah.
Yeah.
All jokes aside, yeah, I don't know what happened with the Nets. Because
Bridges.
and people seem to be torn about the Steve Nash thing, because I did know some people that were like, all right, well, this man was basically the distributor for one of the best passing offenses in the history of the league. So, like, it just makes sense. But it's not quite that simple. And as we saw from the results, it wasn't quite that simple.
First time coach, great player. Like, he's top 15 in my opinion.
He's one of the best point guards in the history of the game.
He's top 5.
Yes.
Probably he's top 3.
No. He's number
top
4.
I don't care. He's top 3. Nobody can tell me different. Steve Nash is top 3 point guards.
Well, I would have Steph Curry, Magic Johnson, John Stockton, and Steve Nash. No one doesn't have the MVPs, but does have, all-time leader in steals, all-time leader in assists. I mean, dude just played for freaking ever.
I feel that.
I would rather
putting
have
Steve at
Steve
3.
Nash. If I have one game to play with a player, I'd rather have Steve Nash on my team.
I'm putting Steve
But
at 3.
overall greatness, John Stockton was just dishing left and right, bro. He was averaging 20 assists. You don't know a single name of the people on his team apart from Malone.
I think Steve Nash getting hired as the coach was a favor for KD, because to get KD in Brooklyn, because Kyrie was there first. Obviously, Kyrie was like, come here, come through, bro. And then Steve Nash Steve Nash came, right? Or I think Steve Nash came before. I don't know who came first, but I just know
Kyrie
that
was already there, wasn't he?
He was there for a couple seasons, a season or two.
Yeah, he
before
got
KD.
brought in from Boston.
Yeah,
and so Kyrie was
KD
already there.
came.
But how? Pardon me, but I don't know exactly how Steve Nash coming into the organization would help bring KD.
KD and Steve Nash are very good friends, and KD,
I didn't know that.
KD works out. I'm gonna get to that too in a little. KD works out with Steve Nash a lot, and Steve Nash used to be a player developer for the Warriors, so he used to work KD out all the time. And you know me, I'm a KD fan, so I be tuned in.
I didn't know all that.
I used to watch.
They'll definitely bring him over then. But
I used to watch his documentaries, and he used to work out in the offseason with Steve Nash. And Steve Nash, bro, I started watching some old Steve Nash highlights, and I'm watching, and I'm like, bro, KD is literally a 7-foot Steve Nash, bro. If you go back and watch some Steve Nash highlights, minus the playmaking, KD
the passing vision isn't. I mean, but if KD had that passing vision,
bro, the shots they take, the scoring, the shooting, they're the same person, bro.
It definitely helps having the 7-foot frame then.
Yeah,
with that kind of skill set.
But I got way off track. But the coaching is a big problem. The coaching is a big problem with Brooklyn. Mikal Bridges played poop. I had very high hopes for him after he came in last season, after the KD and Kyrie drama of the trade. He wasn't very impressive last night. Cam Thomas had 34 off the bench.
I like Cam.
I love Cam Thomas, bro. I've been saying for years now that Cam Thomas is going to be a problem since he got drafted. Look at who got mentored by. He came into the league with Kyrie and KD as his mentor, bro. And then he looked up to Kobe his whole life. That man had to score 34 off the bench on opening night. So,
I feel like he's one of those guys where the only reason why he wasn't scoring, 25 on a semi-regular basis before then is just because of the teams he had around him.
Look who he playing with.
Yeah, if you're playing with Kyrie and KD, you're not going to take enough shots to even get to that many points.
Bruh.
So
not coming off the bench.
I feel
either.
like and there's a few players across the league that are like that, where it's like if you put them on a squad, that doesn't have fellow stars, then you can definitely squeeze 20, 25 out of them. But put them with other stars where they really don't have a role anymore apart from being a role player, yeah, that'll taint your numbers. I think I think Cam Thomas fell victim to that because I think he's a better player than his stats have shown throughout the beginning of his career already.
But I watched last season. I literally watched all 82 games of Brooklyn. Like, I watched every single game. He doesn't get the playing time he deserves because he can't play defense. Like, it's so bad, bro. It's so bad. And like I said, I put us in the play-in for a reason, because we're always in close games. So if we're in close games all the time, we don't want you in the game taking chucking threes from like 40, 50 feet out. We don't want you chucking logo threes, bro. We don't want you taking side step three, and we want you to guard up too. We know you're going to give us buckets, but we want you to defend on the other side. So that's why he doesn't play down the stretch. Now, if there was a situation where there was like 3.3 left on the clock and our shot was to decide to go to overtime or to win the game or something, he's going to get put in the game. But as for like last 3-4 minutes and it's a very close game and when it's a big game, Cam Thomas is
right.
not.
And you can't have any mistakes for 3-4 minutes straight. No turnovers, no bad passes.
He makes a lot of mistakes. His game is not fully developed yet. And I love Cam, but his game is just not there yet. But
I think that now there's. I mean, you can call Mikal Bridges a star, but as long as there's no like fellow stars on his team, superstars like that, I'm excited to see what he turns into this season.
Yeah, I think eventually.
And Mikal Bridges himself, too. I mean, this is the first year you're going to see of him fully with the new squad.
Yeah, so, we'll see.
Yeah. Any other teams? Any other games you want to talk about?
Who else played? Let me see.
T-Wolves lost to the Raptors. Yeah, they lost a close one. They lost a close one.
Cat was impressive in that game, but that's Cat.
Cat and Ant are gonna get points.
19 and 10, no, 8 for 25.
It's about finding other people for them to make pushes.
Oh, I lied. He went 8 for 25.
Who did?
Cat.
Oof. But Ant still scored. How much did Ant have? 26, 27?
26, but he was 8 for 27. That's a volume shooting dude.
Yeah, that's not good if you're. I mean, if you're shooting your 45% that you should be shooting right there, you win the game.
But the Raptors are a really good defending team, though.
Yeah, but Cat's 7'2". They're meant to. I mean, a 7-footer should be shooting over 50% from the field, not under 40.
I don't think, as good as of a shooter as he is, I don't think he should have been shooting 10 threes, though.
Cat?
Yeah, but he did have 4 blocks. He shot 10 threes and he went 2 for 10.
I like seeing the 4 blocks, though, because that's Rudy Gobert rubbing off on him, like kind of explaining him the rotations of when you're in the box,
Bruh, that defense can be so elite. And Gobert had 4 himself.
There you go.
Twin Towers.
Yeah, now you just got to clean up the offensive side of things, and that can be a good squad. Yeah, anybody else you think of?
I think that's about it. But we talked about what the games tonight already.
Yeah.
We talked about what's to come. I don't think it was anything else really from opening night that really caught my eye. Let me see. We talked about Pistons and Heat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Shea. Let's talk about Shea real quick.
Oh, the Thunder. How did the Thunder do?
They won by 20, bro.
I don't think I have any notes on the Thunder. That's crazy.
Bro, they beat the Bulls by 20. Shea had 31.
I did see that.
Shea had 31, 5, and 10, and went 12 for 18.
5 what? Rebounds?
Yeah.
Sheesh. So he was dishing too.
Bro, he was hooping, bro.
Man. I can't believe he's not on the Clippers anymore. Like, they had Shea, and we're like, yeah, we gotta get older guys in with more experience, get our young guys out of here. Next thing you know, Shea getting MVP numbers.
Bro, since Shea got to the league, when he got drafted to when he went to the Clippers, bro, I've been saying Shea is like gonna be that dude, bro.
Nah, he's good.
He's gonna be MVP one day. He should have been in the conversation last year.
Yeah, it's just hard when your team's, in the play-in tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want your teams to be, I want to say 4 or 5 seed at the very least, in order to be in that MVP conversation. So yeah, he just slipped out.
They got a very young, talented team. I'm ready to see what the Thunder gonna do, make some noise this year.
Yeah, what did Chet have that game?
He played poopy, bro. You saw him get dropped off?
No.
You saw Andre Drummond made him fall?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did see that.
Then he got boomed on. Like, come on, bro. Chet, you making me. And he's from here too, right?
That's the crazy part, because I remember being a game where I'm guarding this dude and Chet drives right by me. I'm like, oh, I'm going to steal this ball. And I don't get the ball, and I turn around and he's dunking on my teammate.
Oh, my goodness.
And now this is the man that getting dunked on by other people.
Jesus Christ,
But
bro.
that's bound to happen. I mean, Wemby's going to get those too. These are two guys that are very willing to block shots, very wanting to block shots.
Yes, sir.
So I mean, eventually you're gonna catch a couple on your head. But
He'll bounce back.
yeah, Thunder. I'm surprised you almost left those out of this podcast, because I'm excited to see them. Young team, only getting older though, so more experience.
Young, I think they're going to be great, bro. I'm ready. I'm ready
right.
to see greatness.
Say less. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode of Balls Out. Peace. Have a good one.